So the Michigan Panthers win the USFL title. Their spot in the championship game on Saturday's clinch. Who would win the XFL and determined to face them on Saturday? Well, it's determined to be the DC Defenders, as it looks like the Snake may take its reign on Saturday as the DC Defenders dominate the St. Louis Battlehawks on the road 36-18. Jordan Ta'amu had a hell of a day, 18-26 for 240 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Deion Jackson ran the ball very well, 21 carries for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, it was just a very sound effort offensively and defensively from the DC Defenders. You know, it was 14-0, and then it felt like a weird vibe about this game, and then all of a sudden, Ta'amu throws a pick, miscommunication, and then after a penalty or 2 penalties, in fact, by DeAndre Baker, set the St. Louis Blues up on the doorstep, followed with a rushing touchdown, and made it 14-6. And they thought, okay, well, St. Louis has life back in this game, but pretty much after that, it just felt just all DC. Just a couple plays by St. Louis. They took out Max Duggan, put in Brandon Silvers. He had a nice pass up the seam, and then a one-handed catch by Hakeem Butler in the end zone for a touchdown. But other than that, it felt all DC. I talked about offensively, but also defensively. They had 5 sacks and 9 tackles for loss. Credit Fisher, he had 2 sacks. He had a great day on defense. And yeah, it's going to be interesting, for St. Louis, back-to-back appearances in the XFL championship game, but couldn't pull the trigger. Last year lost to San Antonio, and then this year against DC. It's going to be tough as see what awaits some of these stars going forward. As for DC, it's going to be a fun matchup. 2 physical teams going down to it on Saturday between the Panthers and the Defenders. 2 very good quarterbacks, 2 MVP candidates, Ta'amu and Bryce Perkins. The defense player of the year for DC likely. But it's going to be fun, and we'll see.